The little mermaid is sad. Why? Because she has lost her voice? How did that happen? Well, let me tell you a magical bedtime story about the little mermaid. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom under the sea, there lived a beautiful mermaid. She was the youngest of 7 daughters of the sea witch. Her 6 elder sisters were beautiful, but she was the most beautiful of them all. Every day she would swim around the coral reef, making the fishes giggle with her silly games. One day, while playing hide and seek with the fishes, she swam to the surface of the water. There she saw a handsome prince swimming in the clear water. He was so handsome that the little mermaid fell head over heels in love with him. Oh, how she wished she could talk to him. But unfortunately, mermaids cannot talk to humans. Every day after that, the little mermaid would swim to the surface and watch the prince. She loved to watch him sail his boat, play with his dog, and walk by the shore with his friends. She wished she could be his friend. Every day when the sun set, the little mermaid would return to the sea witch's castle. She was sad because she couldn't talk to the prince. One day, the little mermaid told her sad tale to her wise grandmother, the sea witch. The sea witch was very sad to hear her story. She knew how much the little mermaid had fallen in love with the human prince. "Don't worry, my dear," said the sea witch. "I will help you." The sea witch took her magic shell and waved it over her granddaughter. "By the magic of the deep sea," she said, "I transform you into a human princess so that you can become the friend of the prince." The little mermaid was very happy. She thanked her grandmother and went to the surface. When the prince saw her on the shore, he was very surprised. He went up to her and asked, "Are you a princess?" "Yes, I am," said the little mermaid. And then they became best friends. They played together, sailed in the boat, and walked along the beach. The little mermaid was very happy. Now she could talk to the prince, and she didn't need her magical powers anymore. But soon, the little mermaid noticed something strange. She could no longer swim. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't move her legs like she used to. She couldn't even feel her tail. The little mermaid was very upset. She cried and cried, but the prince didn't know what to do. So they went back to the sea witch for help. "Oh, dear," said the sea witch. "It seems like you have lost your powers. I'm very sorry." The little mermaid was very sad. She missed swimming with the fishes and playing with her sisters. She missed her life under the sea. Then the sea witch said, "Don't be sad. I will help you get your powers back, but you have to be very careful. You must not talk about magic or you will lose your voice forever." The little mermaid promised to be careful and drank the magic potion. To her surprise, she felt her tail coming back. She was so happy. She thanked her grandmother and rushed to the sea. She was so happy to be back home. All her sisters were very excited to see her. They all hugged each other, and the little mermaid told them everything that had happened. She told them about the handsome prince and her wonderful life at his castle. Her sisters couldn't believe it. "You were at the prince's castle and you didn't tell us," they said. "We are so mad at you." The little mermaid felt bad. She knew she should have told them sooner. Then the oldest sister said, "Well, since you didn't tell us, we won't let you go back to the prince. We want to have some fun too." And then all the sisters started to laugh. The little mermaid didn't understand why they were laughing. Was this a joke? Then she heard a knock on the door. It was the handsome prince. He had come to take her back to the castle. As soon as the prince saw the other mermaids, he asked, "Are you the little mermaid? I have come to take you back." But the other mermaids just laughed and shut the door in the prince's face. The little mermaid was very upset. She wanted to go back to the prince, but her sisters wouldn't let her. She started to cry. Then her grandmother, the sea witch, came to her and said, "Don't be sad, my dear. You will see the prince again." And with a wave of her magic wand, the sea witch transformed all the mermaids into beautiful princesses. They were all very surprised. They looked at their hands and feet. They couldn't believe they had become human. The sea witch said, "Now you can go back to the prince, but remember, you must not talk about magic or you will lose your voice." The little mermaid and her sisters thanked her and went to the surface. And that is the story of how the little mermaid lost her voice. The end.